We ready?
Yep.
Hello and welcome to Dare Miss Mondays. This week, I'll start again and we can introduce ourselves. It's the first time I forgot.
Because people don't know who we are.
Yeah, the same 30 people that watch it every week don't know who we are. But anyway. Hello, welcome to Dare Miss Mondays. I'm Craig.
I'm Ali.
I'm so glad to have you back, Ali. How's it going?
Yeah, it's good. Got a nice wee holiday, got a wee trip away in the van, which was nice. Kicking about town, jumping on the Indiana Jones set.
Do you know what? I drove through it the other day. They had American traffic lights on the go and I was like, what's happening here?
Is Harrison Ford in this one?
Yeah, he was. Someone met him in Glasgow. There was a picture.
The last Indiana Jones was a real disappointment.
There's a Cineworld on the same street that it's being filmed on. So you can just take a walk up and from the Cineworld actually see where it was filmed. Quite cool.
Cineworld's probably shut forever.
Yeah, you probably need to get it on Disney Plus.
This week we've done a few gigs live for Halo Arts, and it was nice to be able to play some stripped back material for a change, and quite nice just turning up with a couple of guitars and a few amps. But this week we thought we would talk about some of the wee things that we've been missing. Our pedals from our pedal board, because we've not used our pedal board. Well, I don't even think I've opened my pedal board for about a year and a half, something like that.
I don't think I've tuned my guitar to a proper tuner in a year.
I'd forgotten that I had pedals that I've got. I'm like, oh, where did that come from? No band should go on stage without one of these.
Yeah, you get those headstock tuners and you get all sorts of wee tuners, but there really only is one tuner in the pedal world.
Yeah, the TU2.
I'm on the TU3.
Oh, you get the upgrade? Mine is seriously dusty. You can't really see it very well, but looks... oh, look, there you can see you.
Hiya.
It really bugs me when you go and see a band and they don't have tuners, or they're relying on trying to tune to each other or using the wee headstock tuners. I'm sure they're okay. Maybe it's just a subconscious thing, but I like when everybody in the band has the same tuner. Yeah. I don't know if it's like a fear thing.
Yeah, I need to get like the TU2.
Well, it's the same thing, isn't it? But, you know, when everybody's got a slightly different tuner, it always gives me the fear a wee bit.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't want to splash out on the Boss. I see a lot of people with those poly tuners by TC, and I think they're probably just as good, but there's something about the Boss indestructibility that just goes hand in hand with a tuner as well.
Always loved the design of the Boss pedals, because they're
bulletproof.
Don't get me wrong, I've had a few Boss tuners that I bought in the past and the trigger's broken, but
they're easily fixed though as well.
You can fix them, and it's probably pedals that I've bought second hand, so anytime I've bought a new Boss pedal, I've never had any problems with them. I love the stomp action on them, and they're
always multifunctional as well. Like, it's not just a tuner. Like, you've got the bypass output as well, which you can use, and I'm sure we've used that in the past for various things. And obviously just like basic functions like cutting out your guitar to let you tune, and you can just see very clearly anywhere, day or night as well, outside, inside, any kind of strange lighting situations, you can always see how to tune it. So I've had to tune to bagpipes before, and I used the kind of function to change the actual pitch of the whole thing. It's quite interesting as well. Not that a lot of people do that. I know AC/DC used to do it.
The second pedal that I've got on my pedal board is another Boss pedal, and it is the line selector.
That is the LS2. That is one of the best pedals you've ever bought, that thing.
Well, I don't think I bought this. I think I got given this by Ross Hamilton from Bad Mannequins. Pretty sure it was surplus to requirements, and I was looking for a line selector, and I'm sure he gave me this pedal.
Great pedal.
What it allows me to do is it allows me to send my signal to 2 channels, and it gives me an A channel and a B channel, and what that allows me to do is have 2 different sounds on the go either at the one time or separate at different times. So it means I could have a dry, clean signal on the go, but then I could also have a distorted or affected signal on the go, and I can kick that in and out.
And blend.
When I want. And I can blend. Yeah, I can blend the A and B channels. So that's been an amazing pedal.
I think
actually.
that's one of the biggest things. It gets forgotten a lot, but when you try and distort bass, you do get dedicated bass distortion pedals. Some of them do have mix knobs that you can mix in the dry signal, but
a lot of them take away the clean
take away the
tone
bass. You know what I mean? You just end up with this kind of scooped out sound that it's nice. It's a nice sound, but you want that bottom end as well, and the clarity of the clean signal, and being able to split it as well. Like, you've put stuff into the DI. It goes straight into the desk, and you've got a separate signal coming out your amp as well and stuff like that. And you've probably not even scratched the surface of what you can do.
I'm going to keep going because I'm on a roll. But the next pedal that's on my chain is the Sans Amp Bass Driver DI.
Yeah.
Again, quite an expensive pedal, but fantastic that it's got a dedicated XLR out, so it allows. And again, instead of getting a separate DI for the front of house guy, that means I can just send him a dedicated DI from here. So I use this at the end of my clean signal. The Sans Amp Bass Driver by Tech21 is a fantastic pedal because it gives an enormous amount of clarity. And I think, especially with the Rickenbacker, you would really want that kind of high-end top tone, but you want to retain a lot of the bass frequencies, and this pedal allows you to do that. It can really brighten up the sound, but retain that bottom end warmth. So that's the next pedal in the chain. This is definitely a keeper. Not getting rid of this pedal anytime soon. And actually, I've had the sorry man, just knocked my microphone there. Actually, I've got the Sans Amp GT2, which I used with Augusta Fireball for guitar, and that again was a fantastic pedal as well.
We used that on the live session we done with Jamie.
Yeah.
If you want to hear that in action, I'll do my next pedal, which is actually really dusty and manky as well. It's the Boss Super Overdrive SD1. So this pedal, it's kind of based on a Tube Screamer, for anyone that knows the Ibanez Tube Screamer, which is one that everybody's used, but it's just Boss's interpretation of it. And it's really simple, 3 knobs on it: level, drive, tone. You can't really put it all in the middle, you can't really go wrong. You can use it for a variety of things. You can use it as a boost. I've done that in the past. Or you can just leave it on all the time to give you that, almost like, as soon as you put it on, it's got that AC/DC kind of rock drive tone to it. It's kind of instantly recognisable as soon as you put it on. Love it. I got that pedal along with the Boss OD1. It might not be the OD1. It's the orange one that Kurt Cobain used, whatever that one was. I'll fling that in there. I got both of them together for 60 quid.
They're dead affordable because the Ibanez, is it the Tube Screamer?
Yeah, that's quite dear.
The original one is really expensive.
Yeah,
they don't make it anymore as well. The reissue's not the same.
Yeah, to get a good reissue, you're talking like over 100 quid anyway. But yeah, I think those retail for about 40 quid. The last time I looked anyway.
It's super affordable, isn't it?
And do you know what? See, if you're just looking for a simple overdrive for kind of crunchy guitar tones, you don't really need much more than that. If you do need more than that, for your kind of bass drive sound, then less is more with guitar. I've seen so many bands that play and they step on their guitar pedal and the sound gets smaller.
There is nothing worse than that. Or it gets so saturated that they lose all the bottom end and it just becomes
hiss
ripping your head off.
As soon as they stop playing, it's like or zzz. Yeah, it's one of the two. I think it's really important that the clean tone comes through. That's why the legendary Klon Centaur pedal is so sought after.
I had the privilege of recording with one of them for when I was doing Augusta Fireball stuff. Steve Orchard, the engineer, he's worked with some amazing bands in the past. He came up to record the album and brought his Centaur Klon pedal, and I remember googling at the time, and I think they were about £300 at the time, but this was about 10 years ago or something like that.
That's more than that. Must
and
be,
now
surely.
they're ridiculous. They're about 700-800.
No, there's £3,000.
Are they even more than that?
£3,000. See, to buy a new one, I'm sure you can. He still custom builds them, I'm sure, and I'm sure they're £3,000.
That's ridiculous. I know that there's a special edition gold version. It's
they do it's one. I'm sure they do one. It's called like the KTR.
Is it not made out of like old Russian transistors that you can't get anymore? It's something like that. But it's the incredible
board's
pedal.
like got like black melted plastic on it, so you can't
see the operational of it. Yeah.
Love it. I love the mystery behind that. But
so ridiculously priced for a pedal though. When
I mean,
you can buy a £60 Boss pedal, which will.
Yeah, I mean
it's not going to do the same, but
the clean tone doesn't come through too much on that pedal. Like you put most guitars into that pedal and they will sound similar. But to me, you can't go wrong with it. Moving on.
That's why you should have a line selector pedal. The next pedal I've got here in front of me is a recent pedal that I bought, but it was probably about 3 or 4 years ago. Is the Exotic Effects Bass BB preamp, and it is a fantastic overdrive. You can crank the gain, and I have this in my distorted line, and once it kicks in, again, gives you that crunchiness sound without oversaturating, and retains a lot of the bottom end as well. It's a fantastic pedal, and also the thing I like about it as well is it's quite small. Same sort of size profile as the MXR pedals. Not a cheap pedal, but definitely worth it if you're looking for a bit of extra gain in your bass. This gives you, again, not too much, not over driving it too much so that it disappears, just giving that crunchiness and bad mean sound. I like it.
I always notice when you put that pedal on, if you've put new strings on, it really brings out that new string sound.
Yes.
More than other pedals.
I've never been a mad fan of these trigger buttons. I kind of feel like it's going to break at some point. Definitely not like the Boss, which has got a nice spongy I've never liked this click. Just feel like it's gonna one day.
You don't
break.
touch that much though.
Nah,
it's on pretty much all the time, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
My next one is the TC Electronic Flashback Micro, whatever it is.
Oh, I forgot you had that one.
So yeah, it's a delay pedal, and
it's
actually,
tiny.
Yeah, tiny. And the amount of features that it's got is actually mind-blowing. I actually forget how much this pedal can do.
Is that the one that you can download an app and send different sounds and reverbs, delays to?
It's insane. It's actually got a micro USB input to plug it into your computer as well on it. And you can like soundscape your own delays with it. I mean, it comes preset with the TC delay. I can't remember what it's called. I need to look that up. It's the one that the Edge used on Joshua Tree. It's the one that comes preloaded on it.
You mean the one that Edge's technician uses under the stage?
Definitely. Like, see, for the size of it, and it's not even that dear. I think I paid like 70 quid for it, which in the world of
that's okay.
delay pedals, it's all right. And like Ali was saying, you can download an app and it sends a signal. You hold it next to the pickup and it loads it up with whatever sound you want. There's Hendrix ones that have been programmed. There's ones that guitar players have actually programmed themselves. Like I remember there was a Joe Perry one. People that use TC stuff. But I've used this pedal to death, and to be honest, I was saying earlier to Ali before we started recording, I would maybe get a different delay pedal because I really like the sound of that Aquapus. pedal. I don't know if you've seen that, but that's got a really nice slappiness to it. But I could probably get that out of the Flashback if I just spent enough time finding the sound.
I had the Roland Space Echo. I can't remember what the model number was, but it was the double, double boss pedal. It was like that size.
Loved that pedal.
I don't know what I've done with it. I think I might have gave it to Jason to borrow. I'm not sure. I think Jason might have it, or I've sold it. Can't remember. But that was cracking because it gave you delay and reverb, and the combination of the two that you could mix in with that pedal was fantastic.
I'm sure also, though, like the sounds on this could probably get close to some of the ones. I mean, the stuff you could do with the Space Echo was mental.
My favourite thing on the Space Echo was the rotary hold. If you held down the right pedal, it just kept the delay on a loop. And you kind of dared to hold on to it for as long as possible until it started giving you feedback and all sorts of problems.
Good at the end of a show.
Yeah, just press that pedal and that's the end of the song.
That's the go-to thing. Every song at the end of the song.
My next, I'm going to do two pedals here because they're both kind of, well, they're not similar, but is the Boss SYB2 bass synthesizer pedal. The bass synthesizer pedal. And the reason why I bought this one was because I have been eternally trying to figure out how to get my bass guitar to sound like a keyboard, because a lot of the sounds we have in the band are very electronic programmed bass synth note. They're keyboards essentially. Well, they're not. It's not essentially. They are. They're keyboards, and it's keyboard sounds. And I've been trying to figure out a way without having to buy a keytar to replicate that live. The solution might be to buy a keytar, which is not a big problem, really. I mean, everybody wants a keytar.
The problem is
super expensive.
Why buy a keytar though when you can buy a Moog or something like that?
Yes, I know.
It's a rabbit hole you just don't want to go
exactly.
down.
This pedal has got a lot of really cool sounds in it, but I just found like I only really liked maybe one or two of them, and that was it. So Craig bought me the bass MXR bass envelope filter, which actually does a really, really good job of gives you the sense that it's a synth. And again, quite difficult to get the right setting for what we're looking to do live.
Bootsy Collins used that thing like on all his songs for a long time. It's got that kind of Bootsy Collins tone, but I think
look at it glitter.
It does have the potential. I think if you use it sparingly.
I think I need to spend a wee bit more time with this pedal, because I don't think I really got a chance to, and I think I was relying too much on the Boss pedal and then maybe trying a combination of them. I think I'm going to get rid of this and spend a wee bit more time with the envelope filter.
My next one is the TC Spark. I got it because it kind of goes with there's so many level boosters. It's just a level booster. There's hundreds of them, and I got that because it goes with the Flashback. There's not really much to say about it, which is a good thing. It boosts the level for a guitar solo and things like that without really affecting the tone. I play out a small tube amp, and that helps drive the tube, and it can distort it a wee bit more. Also, I don't know if that thing's responsible for destroying my amp the last time.
It smoked. It went on fire. And then it was smoke billowing from the back of the amp.
And I was like, well, I don't want to blame this pedal, because I don't think there's actually anything wrong with this pedal. I think my tubes were just on the way out.
Big thanks to Ian at Glasgow Electronics for fixing that amp and getting it sorted. If you need your amp fixed or a bit of electronic repair done, hit up Ian at Glasgow Electronics. I think I've still got some stuff in there that I need to collect.
Good luck finding him though. It's like the crystal maze getting into his workshop.
Oh, his workshop's amazing. There's like gear everywhere. I just realised I'm very yellow tonight. I'm filming on my phone and it's like
it might just be your night shift or something.
I'm sure you can fix that in post. The last pedal I have, I'm going to show you, is one of my favourite pedals. It's something I've had for a long time, and I was quite lucky to get this before they became quite sought after on the market. But it is my Electro Harmonics bass synthesizer pedal. It's one of the original. I have had to replace this trigger about 2 times, I think. I've had to replace this as well, actually, the power button. Interesting that it's got its own dedicated on switch, but I have snapped that once and I had to get that fixed again. Ian at Glasgow Electronics, thank you very much for fixing this. One of the things I'm really annoyed about myself is that I left this in my office a couple of years ago when I went on holiday. My street flooded and my office, the water came in through the garage and into the office and destroyed everything pretty much, and my pedal board was in there at the time, and this got damp and it's all started to rust with all, I don't know if you can see all that. I could probably get this like refurbished a wee bit, but it was in very, very good condition until that
still work?
Tragic accident. But it still works, and tested it out. This is one of the most amazing pedals for your bass guitar, and not only does it give you an octave, but it gives you a sub-octave, which just sounds
monstrous.
Absolutely,
yeah,
earth-shatteringly monstrous. Yeah. And the nice thing is it's got plenty of blend options. So you've got your sub-octave switch, you've got your clean guitar blend, and then you've got your actual octave. So you've got 2 octaves on the go, and then you've got a square wave sound, which is that's the bit that gives you the bite. Yeah. And then in the filter sweep section, you've got a resonance, which gives you a bit of high end, and then you've got faders for the start and stop frequency, and I usually have that quite kind of rapid. I don't usually have it. You can create it so that it gives you a swell when you play the note. It comes in gradually, and then you've got
it's
the
gated
the
as well,
rate
isn't it?
of
Is that right?
Well, it's gated in the sense that if you put the start frequency sort of pretty low and you don't have it completely off, it will totally cut out any signal when you're not playing, which is quite good. Gives you a really nice clean signal as well. But incredibly, like I'd need to do a wee Google check actually now and see how much these are going for, but I think I got this for about £180. Yeah, and they did a reissue of this much smaller pedal, which I've had a shot of, and it's definitely nowhere near
There's
as
not
good.
a lot of the original ones.
Oh, and the last thing we should say is get yourself a good power bank. I use the Gator. It came with my guitar case, and it's the Gator power supply, which powers all of my pedals, including my bass microsynth. And there's nothing worse than having to fumble about looking for batteries to go in.
I've just got a daisy chain going on, but I've only got 4 pedals. I've only got 4 pedals
that
though,
gives
so it's
me the
kind of
fear.
pointless to get a power bank for 4. One thing that is going for me, and definitely has to be renewed, is this absolute hunk of junk. This
what are we talking about here? Oh, your pedal board.
Stag.
That is the most flimsy guitar pedal board
so
I think I've ever seen in my life.
Embarrassingly bad. Like the felt on it just came up, and like you put all the stickers on the back of your pedals to keep them on the floor, and like the Velcro was stronger than whatever was holding the felt down. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, like in the
just
first
pulled the
day
felt
of
right
having
off
it,
the pedal
it's like,
board.
oh well, that's what you get. So
anything's better than that pedal board.
And
just
a bag for
a
life
poly bag
from
with your
Mazda
pedals in it
probably
is better than that pedal board. So there you go, that's been us. We've been Dermist. That's been our pedals that we haven't even had a chance to use yet. So thanks for watching. Remember to like, share and
if
subscribe.
you're on the market for a bass synth Boss pedal, it's actually great. Listen,
it's very good condition. It's actually not
what we said in
a
this
single
video was
dent
not true.
or anything
It's
on
actually
it.
an amazing pedal.
That's
The only reason you
That's you want to buy this pedal. This pedal's going to change your life. It's really not. I'll punt it on eBay.
the Boss Collector.
Somebody will buy it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week on Dermis Mondays.
See ya.
Bye.
And cut.